up, we have Sofie Hagen and Larry Dean.
Me and Sofie are best friends. I probably know more about Sofie than most other people.
My tactic is to try and confuse Larry as much as possible by looking him straight in the eyes and saying, I love you. He'll never have heard that before, it'll completely throw him.
My tactics for the win, you gotta pick on what you know, and I know she's fat.
Give it up for Sofie Hagen. And Larry Dean. Let's get to the rules. Rule number 1, it's 5 jokes each. Rule number 2, nothing is off limits except for physical contact. And rule number 3, just like Jimmy in an orgy, don't stop until someone starts crying. Jimmy, who do you want to see go first?
Well, I know that Sofie Hagen is a passionate feminist, which I think is adorable. I happen to know a little bit about feminism, so ladies first. That's right, isn't it, love?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah!
Thanks for having me. It's so nice to be here. I've always wanted to work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Thank you. It's just quite nice roasting someone who looks exactly like Casper the Friendly Crack Addict. I think that's quite nice. I could have said that you look like a Holocaust survivor, but you don't. You look like you survived.
Sofie's Wikipedia page is impressive, and it clearly states, without a shadow of a doubt, that she is in fact a land mammal. But I do genuinely love Sofie. She is one of my best friends. I love her to bits. You could say that Sophie's a woman after my own heart, because hers is under such strain, she needs a transplant by the time she started.
This is really fun. I usually talk about some quite important topics on stage, so roasting Larry is a nice change. It's just a bit hard because most of you have no idea who he is, and I Googled the name Larry Dean, and Google was like, oh, hi, Larry, you're back.
Sophie's been through a lot in her life. Her dad left her just after she was born. In my mind, it's because he's a paedophile and he thought, I'm not fucking that.
Thanks, Feminem. Larry suffers from claustrophobia, which is the fear of small rooms, which is sad because those are the only rooms he can play. Larry sometimes stutters, and I know he's afraid that the audience won't be able to hear the jokes, but I think it's so brave calling them jokes.
Sofie has a body that most women envy. She's a 36 double D. Unfortunately, though, that's in both her knees.
Last joke.
I don't really want to do jokes about Larry being gay because there are no gay jokes that Larry hasn't already lost awards doing. But I will say this. For people who say that Larry doesn't look gay, they obviously haven't seen Philadelphia.
I was going to do a joke about Sofie having her own gravitational pull. Then I remembered how easy her dad found it to leave her.
Well, I mean, I thought you both did fantastically. Very, very funny. I'm amazed you didn't mention the obvious Kim Jong-un in a Bjork wig. I know who you really are. What did you make of this, Catherine?
Larry Dean, Sofie Hagen, two of my absolute favorite comics. Sophie, you are savage, the most savage thing to come out of Denmark since the Muhammad cartoons. And Larry, you're a man from Glasgow who's finally met someone with a shorter life expectancy than you. So that's exciting.
Russell, what did you make of this?
This was a very, very beautiful roast. I enjoyed Larry's technique. It's the roasting equivalent of the boxing body head. He moved between weight issues and then back to the personal father issue. Just when you think he's going to work that body again with the jokes about body image, he goes back to the incest father joke. A great trope in the roast, but to use incest and your father leaving you, that's remarkable cruelty. That's algebraic. And the conclusive moment to say to a gay man, that he may not seem like a stereotypical gay man unless you have the reference of Tom Hanks dying of AIDS in Philadelphia. That, again, that's apex, that's bullseye, that's roasting bullseye, that's fine roasting.
Got to pick a winner.
God, this is what makes judging so hard. Moments like this, you know how committed I am to judging. Judging's everything to me. Without me judging, I got nothing. See, I learned my judging on the streets. I'm a street judge. Look at these people, they're educated judges, not me. Street judge. I think because of the aforementioned body-head combo, I have to give it to Larry Dean on that basis.
I loved the confidence that you had roasting each other. It was very cruel, as Russell mentioned when he was analyzing his data.
That's right, it was all in the analyses.
Yeah, and I do love it, and I know you're very mathematical about these things as a street judge. But I just have to say that constantly referring to the dad leaving as a single mom, I have to say that sometimes the dad leaves because we beg him to. We beg him to. Go away! Get out of my life! And so I've chosen Sophie as my winner.
I think Larry was slightly more hurtful and slightly more brutal and slightly more cruel. I'm going to give it to Larry Dean.